Live from YMSL Studios, welcome to the premiere edition for 2016 of the DougLESS Report. I'm your host, Bobby Marabia, with a very special guest, Max Sutton, President and GM of the Band on the Run.
That's right. Looking forward for another fun season.
And Max, a very interesting year in the YMSL this year. A lot of the familiar names are not in for injury, retirement,
Right. A couple
old
of
age,
reasons.
thrown out, whatever you want to say.
Traveling, whatever it is. A good 10 players that were names that we're used to seeing, but I hate to say it, are they going to be missed? I'm not sure. Everybody, the show must go on, and the show always does go on.
Yeah, no, there's always, nobody's irreplaceable in the YMSL, but there's a lot of top-tier guys, Zach Ashkenazi, Joe Eshko, Sam Michon, Big Soli.
A couple of players you all like playing with. Moni, Batty, Louie Master, and Jackie Eshko. Actually, Ian's ends up being back in with Elliot. But we do, this year you did go from 9 teams to 8 teams. So talent situation wasn't a problem at all. And I'm sure there's some new guys coming into the fold, as we'll see when we go over the teams, that are also going to make up for those departures. Right.
But ironically, the pitching depth, I think, is much deeper than before. We'll talk about that.
As we go on.
There's no more platoon pitchers. No more. Everybody's got a solid pitcher.
There's no that one team. That's usually the easy team to knock out of the playoffs. There's no that one team that you can say that about, because every team has a mainstay pitcher on the squad, which is a great thing to see. It's a lot of fun.
Now, the YMSL takes pride in youth movement, but this year some of the bigger names we had are, shall we say, collecting Social Security.
Okay.
Well, but a big signing we talked about was your old buddy A.B. Cohn, the pitcher.
Right, A.B. Cohn, the pitcher. He's 56 years young.
Yeah. As you played with him, you could still bring it in.
The man can still pitch. I mean, I played with him in a tournament this past summer. If he's only pitching 14 innings, which he's going to do every week, he's not pitching more than that, he could really bring it. He's got heat. He's a smart pitcher. He's a competitor. He's a winner on the mound. So he's a great addition to the league. And curious to see how he's going to do. A couple of questions we brought up. We'll bring it up when we go up to their team as well.
And then he's got a new teammate that's also a former MVP Hall of Famer, also Elliot Braha.
Elliot Braha, of course. My rookie year I played with Elliot. Yes, he broke me into the league.
So very interesting. Another veteran.
You know what? Let's jump right in. Let's see what the draft day itself was a lot of fun.
As usual, controversy.
And, it is. We drive Bobby crazy, but that's part of what we do.
Yeah.
Let's jump right into the first pick.
I guess we'll start off with Motley Crue, which is Jack Jamal's team. Very to the heavy metal thing once again.
Right. Leonard Skinner was the world champions last year.
And lo and behold, Mo Shama was his first pick.
Was that
no
surprise? So what?
No surprise there. But I like his team. He put together a pretty decent team.
Well, off the bat, I like to look and see what's the question marks on the team.
Right.
Well, last year they won the whole thing, and on the mound was the premier pitcher in the league, A.B. Sacco.
Right.
This year the pitcher is Ralph Sutton. He's young. Maybe he's only getting better. It's his 3rd year in the league, and his first 2 years in this league have been a rude awakening to start, I would say. In my night league, he pitches great. He's gotten to the finals. He won it once. But in this league, in the YMSL, he has yet to come. I don't think he made the playoffs yet.
No, he hasn't. Right? And he's been on 2, pretty bad teams. And I don't know if,
is it his fault or not? Well, we don't know. Now, he's with Mo Shama. Yeah. So Mo Shama is a man who never misses the playoffs.
Right.
And they have a lot of suspects from last year's team as well. He built some of it. But this time around, Jack Jamal and Morris, I think together, were cognizant on the fact that they didn't have offense last year.
Right.
And they went heavy on offense. They took Jimmy Malak with their 2nd-round pick.
Yeah, well, he's probably the best pure hitter in the league.
Sure. Very possibly true. He never usually goes this high.
And he might have found his position at second base.
That could also be why. Because he holds his own at second.
He's never really third baseman or first baseman or whatever. Erwin Cohn, 2 years ago, was unbelievable.
Last year he had an off year.
But I think he's going to be a great center fielder.
Like you said before, it was attributed to a mess of a team. Right. And Nathan Zolta last year was terrible, but 2 years ago he was off the charts. He was MVP candidate.
He actually started going the other way. He was a Deadpool hitter for a while. He was going the other way a little bit.
Last year, I think he was injured a little bit, and he was also on that Turtles team that just nothing went right.
And his first year, he just got married, so he was carrying a little extra weight.
Yeah, I'm doing that for how long?
A couple of big a couple of big additions. A couple of key additions on this team.
Well, they took
Steven Matesh was going for a three-peat on his championship, so he might he finds a way to get to the
always finds his way. Another guy they took him a little early, and it's not really early. He's a great player. I played him,
8th round,
but he's a little injured. Was David Rishti.
David Rishti.
David Rishti, I know he had a bad groin. I hope he's doing okay. If he's injured, I mean, that was a pretty high pick.
They passed up the likes of Saban, Mo Cassin, Bob, even Mikey Shalom, Elliot Bra, Solly N.
David's a great player in his own right, but he is coming back, healing from a groin, and that is something that lingers.
Months.
That lingers. Yeah. So this is a good team. Their defense is maybe not as strong as their team was last year.
Right.
Of course, with the mound, and let alone Jake Dweck's out of left field. Nathan Zolta holds his own, but he's not Jake Dweck.
Now they have a big rookie, a potential,
this kid's
tremendous power.
Large man.
You've seen him hit.
I've seen him hit a couple of bombs, solely in Kona, right? That's what
you're
talking about?
Yeah,
he's a big kid. Nice kid. I've been in the gym with him a couple of times. A strong kid.
Yeah, so he could be a fine.
He takes the ball the other way.
Play a little first base also.
Yeah, he could be a guy for that team.
So really, the two big question marks is Ralph Sutton, and
that's where you would say be a little trepidatious on the team.
Right.
Ralph Sutton, and defensively not as strong, but of course you have Morris Shama there.
Yeah.
Usually if you're a little cozy.
Right. I think they'll find a way to get to the playoffs, sneak in, and figure out.
Next
team is Sack Attack.
Sack Attack.
And you talk about a veteran team. Average age is 53 on this team, so we'll see.
I'd like to welcome back. I never played with him, Ike Franco, to the league, right?
Yeah, this team. We'd like to see when he does decide to show up.
Right, when he makes his first appearance. Wait, this week's supposed to be 65 degrees and sunny. Maybe he'll drive in.
So now, Ali, no surprise there, is the first pick, playing center field. And then shortstop, Hammer and Hank. So the trio is carrying a lot of experience.
Nice. Henry fell a little further down the draft, so give them a quality player with that second round pick. There was some controversy in the draft. I forgot what happened. Picking him not with A.B. Sackett, it was a trade. But Henry at short and Ali in center. You say it's age, but we mentioned it plenty of times. Age is one thing. These are guys that are in good shape. Yeah, Henry plays tennis, I think, every week. Ali, the same thing. They do their thing. So
now, the big question mark on this team, obviously, is the health of Jeffrey.
So that's where you're going into age.
Yeah. He's coming off a pinched nerve or a disc problem, I believe. So he's got another elderly replacement this week by the name of Moses.
After a round with Moses last week, he looked pretty good. Moses is going to keep you in the game for the most part. That's what he does. He's going to keep you in the games. He knows what he's doing. He's sort of a mercenary for this team.
Right.
He feels like he's going to help out. And like you said, they have Michael Saban on the team.
Yeah, Saban.
But all the old on the team is one thing. I mean, they have a couple of young guys, Abraham Haber, Elliot Saka. Elliot Saka is up and rising. I played with him the last 3 years.
He's definitely coming into his own.
There's a rookie on this team that could be a wild card. In my night league, he was a newcomer. He was a rookie. But he was only getting a little bit better and better. This kid, Steven Shalou.
Yeah, Shalou.
He played shortstop. He wasn't unbelievable at short. But like I said, I think he was wide-eyed and getting ready for the league. Now I think he's knowing some of the people. Coming into his playing second base, I think he may be the fast track for Rookie of the Year.
Oh, wow.
If you'd have to put money down.
The reports coming out of camp is that he's been having a good spring so far.
A lot of people that see him in Avenue P Park in Brooklyn are giving me calls. This kid looks like a ball player.
And he's, the other thing is he's got relations to Malak, right?
Yes, his cousins with Jimmy Malak.
So
I don't know how
that
base
against
runner
him. Probably.
But he's an athletic kid. He's in good shape. He's got pop. He's got a great cannon for an arm.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think maybe odds are Rookie of the Year candidate looking at.
And interesting, you have Jacob Cohn on the team who's really, even though it's his third year, he's almost a rookie because he plays 2 games a year, then he gets hurt out for the year.
Somebody told me they think that was the weirdest placement of a player on a team. He's a great player. He looks like a great player.
Right.
He's a young kid, like you said. He has haphazard injuries.
Interesting that they passed up the likes of David Bracker right at that pick.
So it could be at that point. Jeffrey was saying, let me go youth.
Right.
And let me try to go that way because he saw himself getting long in the tooth.
Right.
But let's see if they.
And also, Abraham Haber, great pick and right field. He's also got much better. Another guy who plays pretty good in your league, if it gets a little on those, Nathan Kushner could be a little bit of a find.
You never know. They may need him now.
As a fill-in outfielder.
Right. Well, now with Moses there, they're going to have to find a spot for him. I was thinking if Ali pitched, which you never know, still may happen. Maybe Ali goes and pitches one game.
Right.
When Moses pitches another to start the season.
And Charles Sack at third base, very solid. So
world champion last year.
So that team, could be strong. Listen, it's got a lot of pieces, and even though the veteran, again, Jeffrey's health coming after Passover, we'll see how he feels if he comes back.
That'll be big, obviously. That's probably going to be the biggest.
Oh, for sure.
That's going to be the make or break it for that team. You could say they're old, but they're veterans. Like you said, they're in shape. Michael Solomon, they have some good hitters on the team. And you have to imagine they're going to be in the mix, unless just something explodes.
Oh, yeah. Well, besides Sabon's temper.
Okay. I didn't say it.
And Ali. So I'm sure.
As we move on.
All right. So the next team is Hit and Run, which was captained by A.B. Saka and LeBeauz.
Wow. So A.B. took the reins with his brother.
Yes. Now, A.B., obviously, first-round pick. He didn't have a pick for a while. I think he put together a pretty solid team, considering where he was.
People thought he was in a tough spot, and he created himself a nice draft.
Yeah.
The only thing about him, I like the team. He went a little something he doesn't usually do. He picked offense in certain spots in this draft where it's not the A.B. Saka style. Usually A.B. Saka goes defense, defense, defense.
Right.
Outfield defense is incredible.
He's got incredible defense and incredible speed. I mean, unbelievable.
Outfield, Joe Chira in center. I played with him last year. He's phenomenal. Left field, Jake Dweck, maybe the best defensive left fielder in the league. And right field, I think that A.B. Dweck, another great athlete in his own right. Speeding fast, good right fielder. Sometimes he'll make the diving catch you've never seen in your life.
Right.
And then do something that, like, what are you doing? But he's a great athlete. Their infield defense is the question.
Right.
Morris Casson is a heck of a bat, but he's playing third base. He's one of those guys that's streaky at third base. Jaime Shama, people are talking about. I've seen him do it 2 years ago. I thought he was great. So
he was almost in a little bit of a bind in that situation. There was really nobody left to play short.
I think Jaime's going to be fine.
He'll be solid, and you never know. He could surprise you with offense. A couple of years, he had MVP numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think the main thing is his defense. I think if he hit up 100, they'll be happy.
Exactly.
Great defense.
No, but I think Jaime, for the most part, will play a good defensive shortstop. But up the middle, it's going to be splitting time between Jody LeBeauz and Avi Dweck. Both could get the job done, but you can't call them elite defensively. Avi did win a Gold Glove one.
Yeah, but in truth, offensively, they got great picks in those rounds. Avi Dweck and Braca, back-to-back. Avi may be batting fourth on this team. Right.
Second baseman, they did a little defensively, Irving Batesh.
Irving Batesh is solid defense.
And David Braca, he's an athlete. You got to imagine he's going to figure it out at first base. Might take a little adjusting.
Even if he had to go to short center, that would be that's not really going to move anybody around because LeBeauz is playing short center, so it's not.
You never know. Actually, that could be a move. Braca and short center LeBeauz at first.
Yeah.
When Avi Dweck's not in the field.
Right,
that could be an option. You never know, they may go that way. Unless Braca wants to grab the bull by its horns and say, first base is mine.
Yeah. Now, I'm sure he'll be adequate at first.
They have the best guy in the league in Stevie Corman. Nicest man.
As a catcher.
So defensively in the outfield, I think they're locked down. Infield, there is question marks.
Yeah.
That's where I would ask question. But you got, of course, put A.B. Saka on the mound, and that gives you something.
Yeah.
Because
again, he gets a lot of fly ball outs.
He'll figure it out. He'll do what it takes to get the outs.
Yeah.
And their offense is a little stronger than a regular A.B. Saka's team usually has because of, like you said, the late round picks that he got, like in Avi Dweck, and having his brother-in-law Jody LeBeauz slotted as a 10th round pick.
I like the team. I really do. I think it's got a great mix of youth and veterans, and
not the typical team.
No,
but it's definitely a team that could.
But also, his team's known to get stronger as the playoffs come around. So he gets stronger. So
how many times did AD be 2-6?
Yeah,
right. And then he finds his way into the playoffs, and before you know it, he's in the finals.
So the next team is the Knights, New York Knights, captained by Jack Abadi.
Okay. They have a nice little team here as well.
Listen, starting off with Jack, tremendous center fielder, probably one of the top players in the league. And your old buddy Albert Gamal, I guess we got him penciled in at first base.
Yes, it looks like he's going to be at first. He told me he wanted to play first. I wanted him on my team, as everybody knows, but it looks like he's going to be at first. They have a great outfield as well looking. DK is in left.
Yeah.
And Albert Roditi, I believe, is
Albert
in right.
Roditi, as you saw him in the playoffs last year.
He hit a couple of
monster home runs.
Key bombs.
In the playoffs against...
The team ended up actually losing that game, but he hit a couple of shots.
Yeah. And, listen, if he's committed full-time...
That's the issue with him usually.
But I think we checked his record. All his friends got married, so the bachelor
should be
parties.
Okay, no bachelor parties.
I think that a couple of key picks. I think Mikey Sham was a great pick.
Mikey was a strong pick for them
because I think Chucky, with a guy like Chucky, veteran, keep him under control.
Mikey's a battler. He's a bulldog on the mound.
And he finds a way to get to the playoffs. Also,
last year. His team was, it just didn't work.
Right.
The Turtles team, they didn't hit a lick.
Yeah, but they were in every game.
Oh, boy.
A lot of 4-2 games.
I think the week I played them, I may have swept them, but we won 4-3 and 3-2. Mikey pitched great. And there was never the issue with Mikey on the mound. Their question, again, I believe, is the infield defense. Yeah. Welcome back, Harry Braha.
Yeah, Harry Braha's third base.
He's a good athlete. I heard that Harry's not going to be at third.
Lewis has it.
Lewis is going to be at third. Now, I love Lewis, but he's not a young man anymore. He's in his 50s, and I'm sure he could hold his own at third, but not a lot of range at third over there with him at third.
So I guess Harry Braha is second?
Harry's going to be at second. David Simhorn is up the middle. Albert Gamal is at first base. And Mark Braha, his first time in this league at shortstop, but I know he could do it. He's done that in my night league as well, and he held his own just fine.
But the truth is, if Lewis Tesh doesn't work out, you can always put Harry Braha there.
Right, but then second base, Lewis would have to play second. So their infield defense is a question on this team. They have a great lineup. Yeah, they have very strong. Just knowing you have Jack Abadi and Albert Gamal back-to-back. Yeah. That 1-2 punch, either batting 3-4 or 2-3.
And their defense, outfield defense is amazing.
The outfield defense is tremendous.
Even Roditi's in right field.
Their outfield defense
crazy athletes there.
It's tremendous. And Jack himself covers so much ground out there. It's ridiculous.
And depth of catching with Jigga and Chucky.
There you go.
And
Mikey on the mound, and people forget Mikey does bring a bat as well to the plate. Mikey could hit well, and I think he was always lingering a problem with his groin, and now that's all better.
Right.
So bringing his bat to the lineup as well is a nice little addition. I like this team. They did some nice things.
They had a very, very good mix. And, listen, you got tremendous power there. You know, like you said, with Braha and Gamal and Jack. And,
if there's a question, is their infield defense.
Yeah.
That's what I
Because every team's going to have a question mark.
Yeah, so that's what we look at.
Otherwise, it would be a stacked team.
For the most part, these teams are all pretty well put together. Everybody is very, very parity.
Did a good job drafting. The next team is JT back as a captain with the Red Sox. Making a lot of enemies with the Red Sox name. With Elliot Batesh as co-captain. Elliot Batesh taking his role very seriously.
I heard someone mention they have to wear the uniforms.
Have to wear uniforms. They have to line up and shake hands after the game.
I love
third base line.
I love it.
National anthem he wants to. He's taking it very seriously, and he's earned the right to be. He's good, the veteran.
Now, off the bat, people looked at this team, and the first thing people said was, "Oh no, I don't like it." And I think it was for wrong reason. They're looking at a lot of the players that were on a team together last year that didn't make the playoffs.
Right.
And all great players, but sometimes things just don't mix. There was a mix last year of, I think it was Salim, Ike Mavora, Jordy Rebeld. I think it was just, was it Jake? No, it was Erwin Cohen.
Right.
But they're crazy. This team has a lot of good bats, and they have Leo Casson, welcome back to the league, on the mound.
And another Leo, welcome back.
That's right.
Leo Picciotto,
who was a very solid hitter and a very strong left fielder in his own right. So this is a team, and JT in center field.
Yeah.
This is a pretty deep team.
No, your outfield, you look at it, is amazing. I mean, like another team with a great outfield, JT, Leo, and Bub, who's coming into the zone. We talked about it.
We were hitting around with Bub last week, and he looks great at the plate.
We talked about Bub. I thought you talked about him really developed. He came in as a 12th round pick.
Right.
He was a catcher.
Keeps rising.
Now he became an actual threat as a
he's a leadoff hitter type guy. I mean, this is a team with a lot of speed in the top of the lineup. I don't know how they want to break down their lineup, but Jackie Towell, Jordy Ramel, Leo Picciotto, Ike Mavora, Salim Levy, Bub Jamal. That's a 6.
And even Elliot Batesh.
Elliot Batesh. I have a feeling he's going to be that rollover leadoff guy. And Svi Goldberg is a player that years to years, sometimes
you don't know
you're going to get. but he's always in great shape. He always looks great. He always got the.
So yeah, Leo coming back, Leo Casson coming back. I'm sure a year off. He's a very solid pitcher and
pitched
great
last
fielder.
year. Last year he pitched that night and did a great job.
And he's got a decent bat also.
Yeah, he could swing. So this is a team. People, like I said in the beginning, people didn't think much of it. The more you look at it, they got a lineup. They have a good team, and their defense is pretty strong.
Yeah. The problem with this team now, we got the drive for 5.
That's the big question.
Which we all know is Mavora trying to make the playoffs for the first time.
Sometimes things just don't break right. Yeah. And, we hope everything works out well for everybody. But is there going to be something that happens? Is there going to be rumbling in the clubhouse that gets the team bent out of shape?
Now, the ironic part about it, he really still doesn't have a position. I believe he's going to be the short center fielder.
I think he's going to end up being the short center fielder. Adam Sifu Marshall.
Oh, yes. So they're looking for
a replacement.
Yeah, replacement.
I think Ike is either at second or short center field.
Okay.
And very few people you'd want up at the plate with the runner on
second. Yeah, still a great bat. Puts up big numbers. So their offense, they're really... JT's got to have a monster offensive year also. He's been down. His numbers have been down offensively. But you put him, Jordy's going to put big numbers offensively.
Yes.
And
coming back, Jordy did have shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
So that's another question. Jordy's one of the best bats in the league. People did forego on him in the draft, and he may have been a little bit puzzled by it, but for good reason. If somebody had shoulder surgery, it's a reason to pass up on a guy. You want to make sure and see how he's doing.
Now Salim has he ever made the playoffs for the YMSL?
Yes, he did. He did with
Maurice.
With Maurice, correct. He had a tremendous year that year.
Right.
Now Salim wasn't feeling well over the last couple of years, also, and I think.
Well, I would say he was also pitching a couple. I don't think that's his regular position.
Right.
I think
he could do it. You're right, but not so easy.
I think he knows he's a third, and
he's a great third baseman.
So this team really, could go a long way if things fall into place.
Like you said, the question is with Ike on the team now is it they could go with it. You're right. They have the talent that could do the whole thing. Right. That could win this thing.
So that's going to be
Leo Casson's last time he was in the league, his team won the World Series. The funny thing is he was in Mexico when it happened.
Who was it?
Jack Bawabe.
Oh, you're right. Yes. You got a job the next year, Bawabe.
Exactly. So, Leo, welcome back to the league. Looking forward to seeing you in the league. And let's see how good you do.
And the two Leos welcome back. So, we'll see how... Leo Pichota, the last year he played was phenomenal. He played great in the Night League. So
my goodness. Night League, he was a gold glove.
He was a steal in the 5th round.
100%. Yeah, he's a great player.
All right, the next team is Band on the Run.
That's my team. That's
Keeping
right.
With the McCartney Beatles.
That's right.
I'll tell you, I thought you did a great job drafting. You had your mindset on ABJ.
Yes, we got going in. I was very happy with my draft in general. I wanted ABJ in the worst way. I think he's one of the best, if not the best, defensive center fielder in the league.
Yeah.
And in his 8 years in the league, I think he's 5 years in the finals. Okay, I don't know if that happens to be or not, but he finds his way in there. He's a winner. He's a gritty player. And having AB in center field, I feel like you don't have to turn around when the ball's hit.
Yeah, definitely a little underrated. He's right up there as far as the center fielders with the best of them. Now, you came back with a great second-round pick.
That I couldn't believe. My second-round pick, there was controversy. I wanted other players and then I got a phone call from David Farka. Max, my pleasure to play left field with AB. And once I heard that, I said, beauty, done. Right. Getting David Farka for left field. So I have two center fielders out there, and Farka's bat any given year. I mean, 2 years ago, we won the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
And he was off the charts.
And he was coming off shoulders issues also.
You're right. So, hey, maybe he's even better than that.
I tell you, he's got a great arm also. Tremendous arm.
Yes, he's got a laser beam.
So, and ABJ's got a great arm. So you have those two. And then, not to be outdone in right field, you have a Hall of Famer also.
One of the best
Nathan Dowell, and you got him extremely late, which is like...
I still don't know how we got him.
I don't either. So, coming off an outstanding year, so I don't know what people are looking at. So,
looking forward to playing with Nathan. I never did in the past.
Yeah.
Very excited to do that. And
so your outfield's very, very solid.
Very happy about that. We have another outfielder that would like to play out there a little bit. We're going to find room. Was Ralph Matute.
Yeah.
He's going to play infield as well, but he's another / right fielder, left fielder when we need them, whatever. That's another one. My third round pick is the pick that everybody's going to talk about. We actually thought about even getting him early. It was Ralph Hannon. Nobody will ever doubt the talent of Ralph Hannon. Nobody. He's huge. He's 6'2".
Throws hard.
Throws as hard as anybody in the league does throw. when he's on his game, he's maybe the hardest person to hit.
Oh, he's on. Yeah.
When he's on, the question with Ralph is his makeup going to bring him all the way?
Right.
That's the big question. Well, my answer to that is, of course, I'm going to say yes, but having Sammy Towell at first base, another person I'm very excited to play with, and my 5th round pick, who I think, lucky to get, Eddie Michaud.
Extremely lucky.
Yes.
Not only a great hitter, great teammate, great leadership quality.
Play anywhere on the infield.
Knows the game inside out, knows the fundamentals. So I think that was a surprise a lot of teams passed up on.
I couldn't believe it. We were dancing when he fell to us in the 5th round. So having him on the team and for Ralph Hannon to be with him and Sammy Towell on the infield, I think is going to take him a long way and possibly take him to that next level.
Right.
Last year in the night league, he did go all the way. I know it's not the YMSL, but I'm hoping it triggers him to the next level. And like we said, with these veterans on the infield, it can only help.
Now you got another veteran, which I still couldn't believe you even got at first base, Sandy Towell.
Right, Sammy's tremendous.
In the 7th round, which is absolutely mind-boggling.
Last year, Sammy had a rough year. He went through some I believe his wife's doing great. He didn't have an easy year. He had to miss a couple of weeks. And I think that was...
Could have thrown him off.
Yeah, it could have thrown him off. He didn't have a great year. And I think people, whether they didn't realize that, he went very late in this draft.
Oh, very late.
And I know he's coming hungry to play.
Yeah.
And he was
got a chip on his shoulder about this.
Oh, my goodness. He was shocked he went as late as he did. And like you said, he's got a chip on his shoulder. And having a Sammy Towell on my team with a chip on his shoulder, I got no complaints there.
First of all, just a great defensive first baseman also. So... you put him there. Now you got
probably the best defensive first baseman I'm going to ever play with.
Yeah,
okay? And it's a great.
And he'll second that also.
It's fine. And my 3rd baseman, I love.
Great pick,
Nathan Bitesh. I took at 3rd. I played with him last year. He's the ultimate teammate, and he's a hustler. Yeah. He's a scrappy ball player. Great 3rd baseman. And
actually, he got a little pop all of a sudden now. He's been,
he's getting a little bit bigger.
Is he going to hit leadoff or?
He may be my leadoff hitter. We're looking at that right now. And my secret pick, I'm hoping, is Ruby Shalou.
Twin brother of Steven Shalou.
That's right.
So maybe we'll have co-rookie to use this.
I hope so. He played last year in the league, in the night league, and I think in my night league he was actually the better of the hitters. I think Steven's touted more, but Ruby is a ball player. These kids are built, and they could play. He could play outfield as well. He agreed to catch coming into this year.
Right.
We're going to mix that around. I have a young Joey Cohen that we picked up from Murray Towel. He's also going to be willing to catch.
Maor Mustangs.
Yes, exactly. Came from the Maor JV team. Looking forward to playing with him as well.
So right now you got Ruby Shalou as slated as long as you
catcher with Joey Cohen. Okay. They're probably going to split games together.
All right.
But looking forward to my team, of course. Defensively, I think my team's very strong. We have a very deep lineup.
Yes,
extremely. We have a deep lineup. Maybe we don't have that 3. I mean, we have Farka. So what am I saying?
Yeah. And Ralph Hannon in his own right.
Ralph Hannon. So Ralph could be streaky at the plate. I could be streaky at the plate. That's where we have to come through and all hit. But I like the depth of our lineup. Having Nathan Towell and Ruby Shalou towards the back end of the lineup.
Sammy Towell.
These guys could be batting early in lineups. Right. So
good mix also. Veterans.
Okay, we'd love Ralph Hannon to take that next step. That's where the big question is that everybody's asking me.
Now, the next team is Sonny Shalom and Jay-Z with
Make the Turtles
Great Again.
Like the
name.
So
apropos with that. But coming off a bad year, so...
they had a rough year. Now, the only question you're going to say...
A couple of big questions. They really rolled the dice, and their first-round pick was A.B. Cohen, the pitcher.
Now, some people... I was high on A.B., and a lot of people knew that. And everybody thought I was going to end up with him. They took him early. They took him with their first pick. I mean, they ended up getting Gabe Abadi on the way back. It wasn't going to make that big a difference whether they took Gabe with their first. They'd probably get AB anyway. But bottom line is they took AB with their first.
I don't know if they would have got him. Well, they would end up either him or Maxie.
Him Maxie D, right. So they chose to go with AB. Right. AB is, like we said, a battler. It's his first time back in the YMSL. Is it fair to say 25 years?
It's been a while. And I think actually, he won in 1991, 92.
91, 92. All right, so that's some time.
That's 25 years, yeah.
He's not what he was then, I'm sure, but he's a battler and he's a winner. The big question, if you want to ask on A.B. Cohen, the big question is the gold ball going to make a difference? That's the question people are asking. I mean, he plays with them once in a while. In the night, he did. During tournaments he did, but week in and week out in Brooklyn, they're using the other ball, which is still softball,
Right.
but that ball does not come off the same. That gold ball, when it shoots out of Ali Marshall's bat,
Right.
it's like it's coming out of a cannon. Or Albert Gamal or David Farmer.
Yeah.
So is that going to affect him?
Well, there's a couple of things you mentioned that, but you also got to anticipate that he's probably playing with better defensive players, on better outfielders and better.
He's going to have a really good defense with Lisa
Yeah.
Carrier and Gabe Abadi. That's a tremendous up the middle defense with DT.
His infield is probably the best in the league.
Probably, I would agree with that.
I don't think it matters. Does it matter? No.
I'm not sure, but
So you talk about the third base. He's got
Daniel
DT.
Powell.
He's got shortstop Gabe. Second base Lee.
And
Edmund Dwight coming back. He was coming off
Right,
unbelievable year a few years ago.
And then he just fell down. So let's see, maybe he
Yeah.
rises back.
But he was in college. And he's more settled now. I think he'll be better. I thought they made a great pick with Billy Miz.
Yes, center field to
He's
play
a natural center fielder. And Sonny's playing left. Now the big question is, Elliot Braha in right field hasn't been played in 8-9 years.
So
is he going to miss a step?
It's been since 2007.
Yeah.
Right, it's been a while now. When he played out there, he was with the best of them. I don't think he's going to miss a step. The only question is, I hope health-wise.
Yeah.
Hope he doesn't feel his hamstrings a little tight and he can't move the same way.
I don't think offensively he's going to miss a beat.
No. Now, talk about offensively. When I was at the cages, I saw Elliot there with David Farka and Elliot's younger son, Teddy. And
older son.
His older son? Okay, yeah, whatever. He looked like an older son. They got him in the 12th round. This kid could flat out rake. This kid could hit. So don't take him lightly. And he's probably playing up the middle.
Yeah, he's playing short center.
He's a short center fielder, and he looks like an athletic kid.
And he's got a great arm also.
The apple don't fall too far from the tree.
So listen, the worst case scenario, you could probably play right field and not miss a beat.
I bet you that's the case. If Elliot's not feeling up to par. Or the weeks that Jackie Eshko is playing instead of Elliot, maybe he'll go to right. That's right.
Now, they got a lot of depth. Another team with a catching position. I don't know how they're going to work this out. Jay-Z and NRJ.
I was actually at the field the other day, and NRJ was taking ground balls from Maurice Sicaria. Maurice looked like Tim Tuffle out there, the fungo bat. And NRJ at first base was just grabbing him. He looked great.
All right, but
I think NRJ has his mind set on playing first base.
So they tell Edmund to take the season.
Maybe they'll alternate games, I'm sure. They'll make it all work. It works. You want to talk about the questions on each team. The question on this team, I would say, is speed. Okay,
well, speed really in offense. I mean, there's not, it's not a deep lineup where as far as you're going to hit a lot of.
Right. Billy Miz had a good offensive year last year. But you're right, not so much Bob. Lee Zakaria is a great gap hitter.
Right.
But when he's put in the spot to be the man,
to carry the team.
Right. It could be a little hard.
And Gabe's a singles hitter also. So it's
offensively could be. Elliot Braha is going to have to step up to the plate. He's going to.
DT, you don't get too much offense. Great glove.
Amazing glove, great teammate. But yeah, you're right. Elliot's going to have to be the guy to step up, and they're going to probably win a lot of low-scoring games, which is not a problem.
Put up big numbers last year, and probably doesn't have a position as Nemi.
That's right. So Nemi, I think Nemi's happy to come with his bat. Maybe he'll play a little first base, but you're right. Nemi did hit well last year, and
they can even preserve A.B. Collins. Pitch count gets too high. They can put Nemi there.
I think that was one of the reasons they took Nemi where they did. Nemi could throw a couple of innings if, like you said, if they needed, whether they're up by a lot or down by a lot. And he could hold his own.
So this is really, it's kind of a hard team to gauge because they could, if he carries them all the way far, they get a couple of guys that have career years.
He's one of those guys, this is one of those teams that maybe you don't want to see him in the playoffs. Find their way.
But it's also a team that could, probably might not make it with this.
That's how I see it. I think this team's either going to be in the finals or nowhere near it, not even getting to the playoffs. That's how I see it, one way or the other. Right. Very wide scope there.
All right, the last team we're going to do is the Cubs, captained by Maurice Haber. I think a very interesting team. First of all, he made Eliezer the first pick, a great pick.
I love the way he started his draft, and then I think he did some weird things as the draft went. Like his team, but it didn't go the regular Maurice route as the draft went. Like you said, Eliezer Indeed was no shocker. John Eliezer is amazing at short.
Yeah.
He's an amazing teammate. He's rah-rah. He brings a lot to the table.
Yeah.
Max Hadid, you can't question it. We know he didn't
He's
win
coming
yet.
from back-to-back World Series appearances.
He hasn't
It's
won the
it's
big
only a matter
dance
of time
yet.
before he gets
Exactly. And everybody in the draft was talking about that. Max Hadid, get him. He's the guy. So he's been doing great.
Right.
I think he got lucky with his third-round pick. People may have thought it was early, but
No,
they needed a defensive
I think it was the right pick in that situation. There was no other pure center fielders at that point.
And he is pure. Carlos Abadi, his arm is maybe not as strong as other center fielders, but he tracks balls just as good as
It doesn't matter. You know something? At this point, you got to get a great defensive center fielder. It's
he
almost
is that.
better. So
Carlos put on some muscle. I watched him hitting. He looks much stronger at the plate as well. So I think I could see a year out of Carlos offensively.
Right.
He's going to take it up a notch.
Right. That's all gravy if he puts up.
But I can see it.
So.
And then we know that the Haber that
Jackie Haber's great.
Right.
No, fourth round he's an amazing. Became I don't know if he's playing short center field or left.
They can do whatever they want. Second.
He's actually actually probably playing short center field because they have two other outfielders. He's probably the best short center fielder in the league.
Probably he may even be at second base.
With a great bat also. The next pick, Solly N. Unbelievable third baseman.
Great defensive third baseman.
And you talk about a guy who bulked up also. He's a pretty strong kid.
He's in great shape.
Yeah. Maurice also great bat. Still at his age.
He's at 51, God bless him.
Yes.
50, and he's still hitting and getting RBIs every year. We know about that.
So he's definitely a great bat. A guy I thought went very late for some reason was Elliott Mann at left field.
Elliott Mann got the short end of the stick last year. He was hurt. He had a bad hamstring. The team won the whole thing, but he ended up being their main outfielder.
Right.
I think Isaac Dweck ended up taking that job. So he fell through the cracks a little bit, and you're right. He ended up getting a good spot on Maurice's team. It was a good marriage. Maurice got him where in a great spot. And I think Elliott found himself in a great spot.
And then they went with offense the next round with David Harari.
That's the question. Did they go with offense? We keep saying he's going with
potential offense.
Potential. It's funny because in the YMSL a couple of years ago, he was amazing.
Yeah.
He hit great. Then he just fell off the map. And the craziest thing is, every year during tournaments and the night leagues, he hits amazing.
Yeah.
And we all see him hit, so we said we have to take him. I think it's 3 years and counting.
Right.
I know he has it in him. Yeah, I really do know he does. But is it going to happen? And I think this year, it's more important than ever. Because on this team, I think they need David Harari's bat.
Yeah.
If you look at this team, because Maurice usually picks a little bit more of an offensive team.
Right.
And he went more defense, which is not a problem. That's where he chose to go. And I think David Harari might be that cog in the lineup he needs to take him to the next level.
He's one of those guys also. There's a couple of guys that you never know what position he really is. Like Avi Dweck also. He just, so I don't know. We haven't listed as short center. He's also played catcher. He's played right field. He's played first base.
In his defense, he's a great first baseman. Problem is,
he's a little
in
short.
This league, not so much short. In this league, you got to be older to get first base. Maurice is going to be at first base. There's a couple of people that are at first base that are sort of glued to first base.
Right.
So to get the spot's going to take you time. And he never.
But if he's that good, Maurice could DH in one game and put him there.
I think it's because I'm telling you, he could play a great defensive.
But he got him for his bat, so that that's the main thing. I thought he made a great pick in the 9th round.
Yes.
As a right fielder, Louis Franco.
Getting him that late to get a right fielder was great.
Yeah, it's amazing that a guy of his caliber as an outfielder was still around. But
we were talking about last year, Diddy hitting those 2 bombs. That same game. Probably the most famous play defensively of the season.
Yeah.
Was Louis Franco laid out.
I believe it was last inning. It was
maybe the last play.
Yeah.
Last inning. Full body lay out, diving
and they ended
catch
up winning
right
the game.
So that was an incredible, exciting. It was great to be there to watch Louis make that play.
Yeah.
Louis is another guy that I think every year for some reason has to miss a week or two.
Yeah.
So I hope that's.
Well, now he's married and settled down. The question is, you don't get much offense out of him, but maybe the older he gets,
he gets a little.
But really, he's a great defensive right fielder, very solid.
That's why he got him.
Now another guy, Sammy Loudon, played in New Orleans as an outfielder. Now he's actually Max Shadid's personal catcher.
He's actually very happy and excited. I spoke to him about it.
Great kid.
Forward. He's a great kid. Newly married. And yes, he is a sweetheart of a guy. He could be, if they need an outfielder, I know.
He's an emergency outfielder.
His first year in this league, in the YMSL, he had a very rough time in the outfield. I think he was injured a lot of things.
And he came in with a lot of hype, a lot of people saying it's good. But he comes with a little bit of a bat also.
He can swing. It's the ball hard. He's the ball hard.
Yeah. So.
And I'll tell you what, A.B. Salem, they got him in the 12th round. Usually goes as a catcher. I think A.B. Salem's going to be an infielder on this team.
Well, really, who is the second baseman on this team?
That's exactly why. I think.
I mean, if you don't put David Harari there, I don't see who's...
Right. I think A.B. Salem's either going to be at second base or short center.
Well, then you have him or Albert Levy or something.
Okay. So, so they may alternate games.
Yeah.
Which Maurice is good at doing that. Each guy will get their game. And Jackie Haber will either be at second or short center. I'm imagining. I guess we'll find out Sunday.
Right.
That's the landscape of the league. I would say it's a very, every year I think it's easy for everybody to pick that one team that's not making the playoffs.
Yeah, but no, this year you really look at it.
Hard to do it, and I think the reason it was hard to do is because we mentioned earlier.
Yeah,
every team has a pitcher.
Yeah,
there's a pitcher in every squad, and the defense in the league is strong, which is always the most important thing in making good games. And it's hard to pick that one team that's not going to make it. I mean, when they make predictions, we just ran through the teams. Yeah. I'm excited to see how it's going to break down and looking forward to Sunday.
No, a couple of things also. We expanded the semis to 3 out of 5, so it's not going to be so easy to get lucky in the, you know. If,
wow.
So you really got to earn it to win.
So wait, the way it's going to work this year with 8 teams, the 1 and 2 teams are going to get a bye to the semis?
No, I'm going to buy the semis in the first round.
So if
2
you
out
get
of
the
3
bye,
in the first round.
Right, so you want it. Wow, that makes people talk about it all the time. Do you want to buy? Do you not want to buy? It's a famous discussion. But
but at least you're not going to, the pitcher can get hot, you lose that first Sunday.
Right.
And,
Oh, so now this is, I would think a buy is nice to have because you're going straight to a 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
You can have a bad day.
Right.
And still not get
Right, exactly.
And last year, I can attribute my team. We had a great team. We got to the semis. 2 out of 3, we had a bad day.
Right.
It all just didn't go well.
Right.
Well, it was everybody. It was just a mixed effort of everybody. Best out of 5, you could get through a bad day.
I think it's important to get a bye this year.
Yes, to get a bye and lose that 2 out of 3 series, not to have to play that, it's a tremendous.
Yeah.
Tremendous
So Maurice's team, I think one of those teams right in the middle of the mix.
Yes, I think they're going to be like smacking.
They're going to have also, I think good offense and. Elias is one of those guys that really could put together some scary numbers if you ever got it.
I think he tries to beat a little too cute once in a while. To be honest with you, he tries to go to right field too much and stuff like that. But like you said, he's a talented. I think
we almost went over the fence in Fireman's in the tennis court.
I can see. He's a little guy, but he's got a lot of bat speed.
Yeah.
It's funny. Some of the guys in our league, the skinniest ones are the ones that hit the farthest.
Yeah. So there you go. The good news is everybody's still undefeated, so we're good, and it should be a beautiful Sunday weather-wise.
Looking forward. It's supposed to be 65 and sunny. Can't wait.
And let's just do quick matchups this week. We'll announce it. We have over Memorial 1. We have Maurice's Cubs versus A.B. Cohen's Make the Turtles Great Again. He's making his debut against the Cubs.
You can say A.B. Cohen's first week has to be against Maurice.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's good, bad, maybe.
And then there's no cursing rules.
Exactly.
So it's going to be interesting to see how long that lasts.
Wow, okay.
That was one of the reasons why Maurice didn't pick him, by the way, because he was worried about that.
That should be a lot of fun. I'd love to watch that matchup.
Over Memorial 3, it's the Sackers going up against each other, but not Jeffrey versus AB. We have Moses.
Moses against AB Saka.
Moses against AB Saka. And over at 5, so that's going to be, it's going to be interesting to see how Moses.
I think
he likes it 92 and sunny before he starts.
It's going to be nice, but not as nice as he'd like it to be. But he'll be ready.
Over at Fireman's Playground, Fireman's West, Max Sutton's Band on the Run versus Motley Crue.
So I'm going against Mo Shama and Jack Jamal.
Yeah, and Leo Gaston.
No, not Leo. It's Ralph Sutton.
Oh, Ralph Sutton. Yes, Ralph Sutton.
So that should be a fun matchup.
And Ralph Hannon. So it should be, you got a full squad coming this week?
Yes, I believe we have a suspended Game 1.
David Parker.
But otherwise, everybody will be there. Looking forward, bright and early, seeing everybody.
Okay, good. And they acted together. They were sitting next to each other,
and then I get to play.
They play each other week 1. So
nice.
It should be interesting. And then we go into the Passover break, and then we go straight through after that. And
hopefully, no rain.
Some beautiful 80-degree days.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to the season. It just really. We got some new guys coming in, some old guys coming back. And,
it's good. Nice little mix. Can't wait to see it. It's always fun. It's always exciting. Somehow, some way, everybody's always involved. I mean, always you never. Everybody's always mathematically alive somehow, some way.
Yeah, really. That's all we could ever ask for is going to the last week of the year with the team.
Everybody involved, yeah.
At
least for the most part.
And it's been like that for most of the years.
Yeah, last year I think there was one team, but even that team, they're always still involved.
They always like them.
There's always a way. There's always a way. Irving will find out, some mathematical situation how they could make it. So it's always exciting, and it's always fun to play with everybody. Can't wait.
Looking forward to it. And that's it for the show. And we look forward to next week. We'll be back reviewing, recapping all the matchups. Thank you.
We'll see you then.